guys. I decided to do another short session at Florida Lake, only 24 hours. The weather has been fairly constant the last week. I have pre-baited a spot with a couple of kilos of boilies as well as particles. I'm busy putting out my lines. I've already got 2 in. I've decided to put my 4th rod on a marginal spot that's very close in, maybe 30 or 40 meters out. If you can see, it's a small permanent bottle that the Sea Scouts put here. Right next to the bottle, it's 4 foot and it drops down to a 9-foot gully. So I'm pre-baiting the top section as well as the slope and the bottom section. So I'll put my rod just on the slope at the back of the drop-off. In this lake, there's a lot of boat traffic. We're not the only people using this water. So for that reason, we have to use either captive backlets, flying backlets, or this ones that you just clip on and off your line. That you put on your line, just drop them down, swing them out, and that keeps your line down. I'm into feels like a nice fish. The first one for the evening. It was extremely quiet. They only started to show this morning early as the sun came up. I'm using the Waft Raging Bull rods. They are a bit stiff for these small lakes, but what happens here is no boats is allowed whatsoever. So sometimes the fish jump 150, 160 meters out, and you need to reach them. And these rods are made for that purpose. They can really cast. So that's why I use them at Florida Lake. This is a beautiful mirror. Let's talk about safety. If you hook a big fish like this, you want to keep them in good nick. So it's always wise when you fold them up, make sure the fins are flat against the body so they don't bend over and break and hurt themselves. Let's do that quickly. Always make sure the line you hook them on is slack so the hook doesn't pull in their mouths when you wind it up. I caught this fish on my favorite rig, which is a combination rig made of a stiff back section and a supple front section with Jackel anti-snags hooks. These hooks are extremely strong. You can put some real pressure on these things without worry of them being bent open whatsoever. 14.2. So 14.2 kilos, which gives you about 31, 32 about. Brilliant catch. And this is why we fish Florida Lake. I've caught it on a pre-baited spot about 90 meters out on a double ground bait. I'm fishing on a hard bottom, so it's not necessary to critically balance your bait whatsoever. Absolutely stunning. After a quiet night, this really makes my day. This is always my favorite part, watching these big carp you catch being safely released, swimming back in their natural environment. This one is ready for spawn in a month's time. Maybe she'll weigh about 15 or 16 kilos then. We'll catch her again then.